Welcome back to TalkNorth.com. Thank you for listening. If you can, please download before you listen. It helps our business. I'd also like to thank our producer, Brandon Morton, and let you know if you'd like to sponsor this program or any of the programs on the network, you can reach me at jsouhan47@gmail.com.
Starsky. Oh, we're partners.
You're listening to Steven Strom on TalkNorth.com.
Happy Sunday, everybody. Welcome into another edition here of the Strom Sports Show. Steven Strom here. Big thanks to my producer, Brandon Morton, Jim Souhan on our website. Hope everyone's bracket is still intact after the first weekend of March Madness. A lot of things I want to get into Gopher related. I kind of want to recap this whole season. Negative Dave actually came on Wednesday. I'm recording today, this morning, and I don't really do that often. I wanted to wait. I texted Brandon Morton. I said, hey, I want to wait until Sunday morning. I know my show usually comes out by now, but I want to wait until after this Minnesota-Michigan State game. Look, I didn't expect the Gophers to win, but still I wanted to gather everything, and I'm glad I did. And there's a lot of things that I really want to get into, and last night, when I'm watching this game and the Michigan State gets off to this really big lead, I told myself, and I actually tweeted, if they lose by 20, 25 points, this season is not a success. And that's a premature thing to say, because you need to look at the thing as a whole. And I want to be a realistic fan. I'm not going to be a homer. I'm not going to be a negative guy like Dave. I want to be somewhat in the middle. I just want to be a real fan, and I want to break some things down for you. So first of all, let me start off, and we'll start off with, the good, okay? And that is, look, the Gopher basketball team was the most successful men's team between the Wild, Wolves, and Vikings this year. And it's really not even close. They've really overcame a lot of adversity, a lot of things. Marcus Card, the transfer, couldn't play to start this year. He'll be back next year. He's going to be a point guard. He's going to be very exciting, a big, big addition to this team. Eric Curry was never healthy. Isaiah Washington shot 30%, 20% from three, and they still were able to overcome. And the resiliency of this team, you have to appreciate, because there was so many times this year, Nebraska, Michigan State, where you kind of thought, man, this isn't going to be a team we're going to see late in March in the March Madness tournament. We never really thought that. There were so many instances they're calling for Pitino's head. And they just seemed like they just responded, and they won big games, and they were just able to keep themselves afloat until Selection Sunday, and they get in. Another thing, when was the last time the Minnesota Golden Gophers got further in the NCAA tournament than Wisconsin? It's been a while since that has happened. That's something that I'm proud of. So as a season, as a whole, this was a successful season. Okay, now let's talk about the game really quickly. And we're going to stick with the positives. Amir Coffey is incredible. He is going to come back for his senior year, and I think people are going to laugh when I say this, but this kid is an All-American type player. And I know people are going to come back and they're going to say, he never even made an All-Big Ten team. This kid is special. He carried this team late in the year. People like to talk about Jordan Murphy, who I will appreciate and I will give his thanks to in just a second here. But Amir Coffey was the reason why this team was able to move forward, get into the tournament as an at-large bid, and win at Louisville. Yes, Gabe Kouscher was amazing, but still, Amir Coffey is the dude on that team. When he played well, the Gophers played well. It all starts with Amir. He had an incredible month of March. Incredible. And I am so excited for him to come back for his senior year. I texted his father last night. I said, Richard, I hope you are enjoying this game as much as all our Gopher fans are. Regardless of what happens today, Amir Coffey makes me proud to be a Minnesota fan. He was doing things this month that I don't remember anyone else doing in a long time in a Gopher uniform. Okay, so that's number one. Amir Coffey will be back for his senior year. Gabe Kouscher and Daniel Aturo are here to stay as well. Freshmen, they got their first win Obviously in the tournament, they both played really well. I thought, look, Kauscher struggled in the second game. It's hard. It's up and down. Izzo did a tremendous job defensively. I thought Oturu had some great games this year. Jarvis O'Merce actually came in and was able to play because of the Murphy and Matt Stockman injury. I like his game. I think he's raw. I think he can be a glue guy. He was getting valuable minutes in this tournament. He's athletic. He brings energy. As long as he can get polished, and that usually happens in year 2, he's really got to work on some things, shooting-wise. He didn't make a free throw. He needs to be able to step out, maybe make a mid-range jump shot, because this is the game now. If you're not able to make jump shots as a big man, you're kind of on that, extinct level where are you going to play or where are you going to fit on a team? Jarvis O'Merce is going to have to work on his fundamentals and he doesn't have to be a 40%, 45% shooter from three. Doesn't have to be he just needs to be able to make an occasional jump shot because he's so athletic. He's a guy that can average about 7 to 10 rebounds next year easily. And obviously, he's got to get better around the rim, but he has the athleticism to do that. I love that 3 groups of freshmen, and I think that's going to be the core of this team in a few years, and it starts with them. You need to develop your so-called farm system in college basketball. That's how you grow your culture and your program. You can't just keep getting transfers and JUCO players. So that's number 2. Like I said, Marcus Carr will be in a Gopher uniform and playing next year. He's going to be the point guard, so that's going to be fun. Winning in the tournament, obviously, the first game you were able to win was just, it's just a great feeling. You talk about a game where you really dominated and you shot the lights out of the ball. It was a huge win for the Pitino family. I don't care how much he underplays it. So that was a great win for this program and Richard Pitino to get his first win under his belt as a Gopher head coach in a Big Ten in a tournament game. And then finally, look, for the first time in years, there's something to look forward to about this Gopher basketball team. And I know maybe a couple years ago with Reggie Lynch and Akeem Springs and Amir Coffey's freshman year and Nate Mason's junior year, and then that following year there was a bunch of injuries. It happens. Okay, that was the last time I really felt like, okay, this team is going to be fun to watch in the future. And it didn't happen. But this year was different because you grew your freshmen from Gabe Kauscher to Daniel Oturu to even Jarvis O'Merce getting time towards the end of the year. You're growing as a basketball program. And there is no doubt in my mind that this team can be a top 25 team and should be in the rankings next year with Amir Coffey, who's going to be all Big Ten easily. And like I said, I personally think an All-American. Now, with the good also comes the bad. I'm a realistic fan. I'm always going to tell you how it is. Jordan Murphy not playing in this game, I don't think people understand. And I'm not, obviously I was an athlete and I can definitely relate to what Jordan Murphy went through. I mean, I didn't miss my last game of my career, but to not miss a practice, to not miss a game, to not miss a meeting, to be the guy that really everyone looks to and leads, to not be able to play in a game in the round of 32 and it ended up being his last game in a Gopher uniform, I mean, that's just tough to swallow. It's tough to watch. It was tough to take, and I thought Richard Pitino did a classy thing by putting him back in the game and letting him have his moment. But to not be able to play in that game, Jordan Murphy can say whatever he wants in that press conference. That killed him. And it killed me too. Because this guy, second all-time Big Ten rebounder, was a tremendous player for this Gopher basketball team. Can't thank him enough. It always seemed like, even if nobody played well, Jordan got his double-double. Never complained an ounce. You never heard any bad things about Jordan Murphy. And to be able to not play in that last game, I mean, it just hurts. It hurts me. It hurts us. It hurts the Gopher fan base. It hurts Pitino. It hurts Murphy. It hurts his teammates. It hurts his family. It's very unfortunate. Okay? Another bad part about this season, this game, like I said, I just want to recap this. Isaiah Washington's a bust. And you can, listen, he had 11 points yesterday. Yippee, they lost by 25. He can't fit in the system. He's got to get better. I think he's almost got to slim down a little because he looks a little slow. He's kind of a thick guy, and he's small, so it really shows. He shot 30% from the field and 20% from three. I want this kid to be good, and I think everyone else does. But if he doesn't turn his, I don't know if it's a lifestyle thing, I don't know if it's a weight thing, I don't know if it's a mental thing, I don't know if it's just a shooting thing, but he does not fit this Gopher perimeter. And next year, Marcus Carr is going to be playing, and he is going to be starting. Amir Coffey will probably move to his normal spot in the swing spot in that three to be able to slash and shoot the ball, and he's going to be a lot more rested. You're going to see even a better Amir Coffey if they move him back to that three because he's not going to be able to bring up the ball. He's going to have much more energy on both sides of the ball, and he still showed great energy with bringing up the ball. So that's that. Dupree McBrayer, he's graduating. Another bad thing about this season. Look, Dupree McBrayer, you say what you want. He wasn't going to score you 20, 25 points, but he was a senior leader. He played great defense. He knew the program. He knew the culture. He was a great guy to look up to. He took care of the freshmen. He was great outside of the community, and he was an inspiration this year after what happened with his mom and everything. And every time, another guy, every time he went out there, you never questioned his effort. I never questioned Jordan Murphy's effort, and I never questioned Dupree McBrayer's effort. Ever. Okay? The half-court offense. Number 4 here. And I've been saying it the whole season. It just gets stagnant. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just Pitino's way of maybe it was a strategy to kill some clock yesterday. Maybe I don't know, but they are not able to get penetration at times, and I feel like teams play this pack line defense where they say, "Okay, beat us from the outside, shoot the ball." Well, we're not gonna. You're not gonna get to the free throw line. Amir, you're not gonna get to the 10. You're not going to be able to dish off inside the paint. Teams are just going to make the Gophers beat them from behind the line, and until they can get a second shooter, and they really just have one. Brock Stull, I don't know. I mean, hey, he can, whatever. But Gabe Couch is really the only guy that can make shots and create his own shots consistently. Look, Amir Coffey can shoot the ball. Is he a shooter, though? I don't know. I think Gabe Coucher kind of takes that role. They're going to have to be able to either recruit another one. They only have one commit right now, which is Trey Williams, 4-star recruit, 6'4", 180. He'll be coming in next year. They've only got one commit right now, so Pitino's got some work cut out for him. But look, the bottom line here, in recap, the bottom line is tournament appearances have to start becoming a consistent thing at the University of Minnesota with Richard Pitino at the helm. Amir Coffey fell into your lap. Okay, he was a diamond in the rough, excuse the expression. But Amir Coffey chose Minnesota over Michigan State and Arizona. And I know people thought he would be good. I don't think people thought he was going to be this good. Okay, because like I said, he carried this Gopher team late in the year and was the reason why they were even in the NCAA tournament. What is next year going to be like? Because it just seems like every time this team makes the tournament and seems like they're going in the right direction, they take a couple steps back. You make the tournament and lose to Middle Tennessee State, then Reggie Lynch gets dismissed from the team. Amir Coffey gets hurt. Nate Mason is never healthy, and you have one of the worst seasons. What is next year going to entail? They haven't made back-to-back tournament appearances since 2008 and 2009 with Tubby Smith. And I don't know if people think that Richard Pitino is safe now and not on the hot seat, but I still think if he has one of those seasons again where he only wins 8-9 games in Amir Coffey's senior year, I would not be surprised if he got canned. Negative Dave, he's up next.
Minnesota has sure had its share of sports blunders.
Number one is the Bopsy twins, Felvey and Levine. Because I think it's one guy. And I think the other guy that show you on pictures or in the media is just some bobo that doesn't, he's just like the janitor or something. They just throw a suit on him.
Nobody breaks them down quite like Steve and Dave.
This year, when you signed Kirk Cousins, the question wasn't even close to being if this team makes the playoffs. The question was, you need to get home field because of what happened last year in Philly.
Let's rave with Negative Dave. Take it away, fellas.